Hello, I'm Joni Hubert Golden, publisher of Farmington Voice, and we're here today in downtown Farmington with Economic and Community Development Director Kevin Christensen to talk about another of the focus areas for redevelopment in our community. Kevin, thanks for being with us on this glorious day.
Oh, you're welcome, Joni. Thank you for inviting me, and it is a glorious day. It's great to be in downtown Farmington.
It really is. I know there are some exciting things that are going to happen down here in a few months, but what I want to talk about first is a little bit of the history of the downtown Farmington Center and how it became an area of focus for redevelopment in our community.
Oh, absolutely. The downtown Farmington Center, where we are currently standing, was a area in the community that over time transitioned from what originally was predominantly houses, residential development, and over time redevelopment took place, and this is through the post-war time in the 40s, 50s, and into the 60s, whereby those houses that used to be here, where the downtown Farmington Center is currently at, were eventually purchased, eventually were razed, were demolished, and the downtown Farmington Center, where we're at right now, the commercial retail buildings were eventually constructed. The first series of buildings were the buildings here that in the downtown Farmington Center are currently owned by Kimco Realty, range from the Cedars Restaurant and the post office. Also, too, you see Hewitt's Music and Tuesday Morning, Tina's Coney, all the way down to Fitness 19. And that was one large shopping center building that was built probably around the end of the 50s, beginning of the 60s. Two other satellite buildings, also owned by Kimco Realty, are on the downtown Farmington Center property. And those two satellite buildings, one has frontage on Grand River, and that building currently has Starbucks all the way down to Tubby's Restaurant. And the second satellite building fronts Farmington Road, and that building has Merrill Norman and the Farmington Flower Shop and Jill's Pharmacy. So redevelopment happened post-war here. The buildings that were built were provided infrastructure, support facilities, parking through municipal efforts. So what was built to accommodate the infrastructure needs of those buildings was a big municipal parking lot. In fact, we're standing in the middle of what, back at that time, was one big parking lot.
I remember those days.
If you remember those days, you remember the parking lot pretty much was unencumbered with any islands or landscaping. Certainly the Sunquist Pavilion and Riley Park were not here at that time. And you may recall there was a fountain that was out here in the middle of the parking lot at one time.
Yes.
So if we looked at some old photographs, we could see that. You may recall, too, that after the downtown Farmington Center buildings were built and the parking lot was here, and this is probably sometime in the early mid-60s, that Federal's department store was built to the east of here, which is now where TJ Maxx and Dress Barn, that building, the Gross Retail Center, is currently at. So quite a bit of change in history, and today we have a very vibrant commercial retail shopping district here. The city went through a year-long visioning process, and we've talked about that before, completing an updated vision plan for the city and its future in September of 2013. And that vision plan, which was put together by stakeholders throughout the community, identifies four focus areas, primary focus areas for redevelopment. And one of those is the downtown Farmington Center. And, like all circumstances in terms of economics and market conditions, there are cycles. And as we're all well aware, we went through a significant economic downturn, recessionary period from about 2006 to probably about 2011 here. And during that time period, a number of businesses that were in downtown Farmington, and in particular in the downtown Farmington Center, were no longer able to continue. So there was quite a bit of vacancy, particularly in the larger building of the three here at the downtown Farmington Center. Since that time, there's been several new businesses that have reoccupied the larger building. Hewitt's Music has come in. You may recall Tuesday Morning was here at one time, moved out, and came back in to the downtown Farmington Center in the large building in the space that was the old Ace Hardware. However, there's quite a number of units that still remain vacant, and including the largest unit in this large building, and that was, or is, the original former A&P grocery. I think it became a Farmer Jack at one time. It became a Damon Hardware at one time, and the last use in there was the Office Depot, but that moved out as well. So that larger unit in the large building here at the downtown Farmington Center has been vacant for a number of years now through the economic downturn and to today. However, Kimco and the City of Farmington have been working together very closely for the past a year or so in looking to repurpose that portion of the center. And a new plan was presented and has recently moved through the community's review and development process and is ready to be realized.
And that plan is for a Fresh Time Farmers Market, organic produce and grocery store?
Correct. What the plans are that have been proposed by Kimco Realty and that have moved through the city's review and approval process are to demolish approximately 26,000 plus square feet, the former Office Depot, the former Tuesday Morning, and to rebuild that space with a brand new construction and a new configuration in terms of the building and its features, including a recessed truck well to accommodate loading and unloading along Orchard Street to the south. You know that along the rear of the larger building is Orchard Street, but there really isn't an area for loading and unloading that can accommodate, as I think it needs to, as we've all talked about it, needing to be daily deliveries for a grocer, for a grocery store.
And what can people expect to see in the next few months? Will construction on this project begin soon?
We anticipate that this project will be starting this spring. Currently, we are finishing the final touches on the legal documents that go along with the plan unit development approval, both the plan and the PUD agreement, as well as an easement agreement for sharing infrastructure, the parking lot, etc., with Kimco Realty on behalf of Fresh Time. And that being completed, we're moving forward through construction. Plan review, and once we complete that and permits are issued, they'll be ready to commence demolition and to commence construction.
That's very exciting.
It is very exciting. Quite a bit of change. And now with this plan and repurposing the downtown Farmington Center, it's an opportunity to, breathe new life into this part of the downtown, into this area, which again is a focal point in the community. There's going to be changes to the parking lot here to accommodate Fresh Time. There'll be some reconfiguration of parking and access, landscaping, as well as a new building with a new facade, new amenities, new lighting, new signage. To the rear, we mentioned Orchard Street with the truck well is going to be for loading and unloading. Across the street, there are a number of parking lots that are being redeveloped, both municipal and lots that are owned by Kimco Realty, to better serve the needs of Fresh Time and their employees and the downtown. So we're very excited.
So we can expect to be shopping at Fresh Time in spring of 2016?
Well, I think that that's the long-term date. I think if things go well and the construction season is productive, commencing shortly here then, in the spring through the summertime, it may be that there's an opportunity maybe even to open the Fresh Time by the end of the year. So that would certainly be a very aggressive goal. We'll continue to work with Fresh Time and with Kimco Realty to hopefully see that that might be possible to happen. But if that doesn't happen, certainly by the end of this year, beginning of 2016.
All right, exciting times in downtown Farmington.
Exciting.
Well, thanks, Kevin, for being here with us today. And thank you for watching another edition of Farmington Voice's look at the focus areas of redevelopment in Farmington.